Plenty of time. Welcome. Welcome to Focus Live, podcast number 18. This is Focus here in my living room. We're under a new lockdown. Till April 28th. So it looks like we're home for a while now. Stay tuned, we got a live performance of the Bad Meat LP. And a special guest coming later in the evening, say about 10 p.m. Legendary Canadian hip-hop pillar. We're keeping it a surprise, so keep tuned in for the rest of the night. Here's your host, Focused. And we're coming to you live from my living room. Welcome live to my living room in the beaches in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes. For all you geography majors out there, that's the country above America. Above. We're just on a different parallel, but we're all the same. Doesn't matter. We're all in the same boat here, which is lockdown. And starting midnight tonight in Toronto, and I don't know about other areas, but we're going back into another lockdown. Yay! So, Good Friday, is it? I don't know. April Fool's was yesterday. I already feel like a damn fool the last year. What do you think? So today is another Bandcamp Friday. And Bandcamp has graciously waived their usual 15% collection fee from artists for every first Friday of the month. And this is very generous of Bandcamp because they don't have to do shit. They don't have to save or share any of their money. People will still use their platform. But I think going forward, companies should know that if you're not part of the music community, you're going to be a fucking ghost. So, big ups to Bandcamp, and pardon my language, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And this is Focused, your friendly neighborhood rapper from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes, and just settling in for the evening. And this is, I think, the third show in a row that I've done. This is a continuation of my podcast, and now we have visuals to go along with the audio. Last week we had Dr. Keys and Ace and Abby. So if you want to check out the replay, awesome conversations and performances from two gentlemen. And then the week prior to that, we had Jesus Murphy. My memory's going so long ago. 2 weeks. I don't know. You'll have to check the replay and check yourself. So tonight we have a special guest not coming till later in the evening around 10 p.m. And he will join us on the broadcast. And I'm sure him and I will talk into the wee hours of the night. And that's just how we go. So it's almost kind of a good thing that I just left it to one artist. And we probably just talk a lot all night. Anyways, maybe I can get into some music right now. I don't know if anybody's on the chat, but I see people dipping their heads in and out, checking it out. I'm just going to get a little more caffeinated, and I'm just going to play my album, and if there's still time, I'm going to play some songs from the previous album. That one, the Bad Meat LP. So let's get right into it. And like I said before, tonight is another edition of Bandcamp Fridays. And if you were so inclined to buy my album, this is the link right here. You can go check it out. FocusRapBandcamp.com. And here is a special offer for tonight. I am giving away one of my Focus hats. Great dad hat. The dad fit. So, not a dad, not yet. It's got the dad fit. Nice. It'll contour to your head eventually. So, if somebody gets on the Bandcamp and orders all three of my albums or gives a generous contribution for one album, I will throw in the hat literally for free. And if you live in the GTA, I can just drop it off your doorstep, or you want me to mail it to you, I can do that. I heard Amazon is really doing really well these days. So I'm sure I can get it to you somehow. So that's the offer, folks. If you want to get on Bandcamp and order 1, 2, 3 of my albums, or one of them, and just give a generous tip, I will give you a free AM grinding focus embroidered hat. There's a shitload of embroiderment on this, and the details are pretty. The camera's not the greatest, but the details are very in the high stitch count, as that's what they say in the hat making world. Yeah, that's how fucking broke I am. So those hats were $35 to make. I'm not making any money off it, really. So, if you want to purchase an album or a couple albums, that would be great. And I'll know that it's you. The email will be there, and I'll get a hold of you, and you'll get a focused hat. What about that? That's a deal. $35 deal for a CD or digital disc. And if you order from Bandcamp, you get all the formats. You get all the high fidelity format. You get wave format. You get your choice, all those choices. So, yeah, go at it. So I'm going to play some music for you, and thank you so much for logging in and watching. So here we go. This is the first song, and this is called Relaunch. So check it out. Here we go. I got to cue this up right here. This is a one-man show, folks. This is all you get. So you get what you pay for. Welcome. Here we go. All right, here we go. This features a good friend of mine, Leah Keeley, very talented musician in Montreal. Should buy her album today. She's got a few amazing records out there, so give them all a shot. Here we go. Slow stance, stop short on the deal. Bad instinct, should've listened to the feels. Deep in my gut, wasn't feeling legit, but I had to make moves. Never stop, quit, focus, independent, shining. Pre-internet, hustler, mag hiding, greasy grinding, tedious timing. 40 years shaping, honing and grinding. Started to shine, dust got stashed. Had to relax, draw back on the task. Rick Moranis, ain't channel shit. Found the greatest Duridic tricks. They went to plaid, no longer plastered. Vibrational patterns, music matters. Disaster after disaster. Get my directions from the hexagon of Saturn. Live news, suicide views, goose for the gander, I'm fooling the fuels. Life lessons, right expressions, failure is a blessing. Music is my medicine, never give in. Feel it in my bloods and adrenaline and whispers in the wind. Capture these words, grasp with a pen, and I'll do it again and again. Again and again. Even on the days I don't win. Again and again. This the shit, legit, seal approved, tried, tested, proved for the group. Well spoken, woven in time, fabric, static, vibrational lines. Relaunch, stratosphere in the eye, strap on fools, let's go for a ride. Hope approach, move in for the prize. Some may die, atmosphere the sky. Hit the scene with a full head of steam, reckless, straight pursuing the dreams. Propassion, put it into action, straight madness. Never listen, attitude, fuck it. Did my way, always constructive. Always just a puzzle and just try to fight it. Never trust shit, especially government. Just entertainment like Muppets, Fraggle Rock, or being John Malkovich. Alcoholic rages, adrenaline caged in, but I beat it. Sex, drugs, and sleep deprivation. But I bounce back, work smarter. Longevity, Vince Carter. Too much time back, sit back in time for the wasted. And I look back on the hands of amazement. The one could be so destructive. Use the other to be more productive. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Welcome. This the shit, legit, seal approved, tried, tested, proved for the group, well spoken, woven in time, fabric, static, vibrational lines. Relaunch, stratosphere in the eye, strap on fools, let's go for a ride, hope, approach, move in for the prize, some may die, atmosphere the sky. It's gonna be alright. Yeah. It's gonna be alright. I think it's gonna be alright. We're all just sleeping. Gotta slowly creep out of the dark. Gotta find the lights. Everything's gonna be alright. Time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up. Good morning and welcome to AM Grinding Radio. This is Focus here live in my living room. Where the fuck else would I be? Not at a venue, but live here in my living room for another 28 days. Yes. All right. Yeah, here we are locked down. It's exciting, isn't it? Yes. All right, folks. So it is another edition of Bandcamp Fridays, and if you know an artist out there, get out there, buy some music, help us out. You know, you don't want us to start doing other things, other hobbies. So you need music. We need some money to do it. So, help us out. It's a two-way street, right? So I got lots of things that I want to promote and stuff like that. My latest single is called The Papers. A previous one until I move on to the next one, where I showcase a bunch of material for it. Let me get that out of the way. You know about Bandcamp. All right. This is a little sneak peek of my music video called The Papers. You can check it out on YouTube. Fabric, static, vibrational lines. Oh, I just opened up Facebook for a second, and I know that the audio is working. All right. Okay. Now, this is a little sneak peek of The Papers. If you want to see the full version, you can check it out on YouTube, and it's called The Papers by myself, Focused. Here, check it out. Penetrate the system, proceed but don't listen. Wishes for the truth, achieving new victims. Visions believe, tweaking, twin peaking. Pinpoint your speeches, edit, copy, delete them. Emotions investing, headline deceiving. Hard drives lost, destroying past. Yeah, ooh, I was in the middle of picking my nose there. Good thing I was ready. We're live all the time. So tonight, folks, like I said before at the beginning of the broadcast, I will be giving away a focused hat. Focus on it, hat. Embroidered, it's backwards. A focus hat valued at $35. Well, that's how much it costs to get done. $35 if you order an album on Bandcamp. Here is the site, and I think it's at the top of the live feed here. If you check out Bandcamp, and the album is, this is the album. That's AM grinding, what you're listening to right now, which I'm performing for you live. Yeah, this is it. And 7 great tracks to move your booty to, and it's much appreciated. And I know we all get music for free now, and it's everywhere. But once in a while, it's nice to kick us back to us and get us some money so we can keep doing this shit. Thank you for your support. All right, so I'm gonna move along to a song called "The Papers" that you just saw a sneak preview of for my video, and it involves this little guy, Alien, who's been along for the ride for a couple of years, and he's been in previous you might have seen him in previous music videos like Cool Cats. That's another video that was on the YouTube, and here's a nice painting that Lucy, my friend, did. I see you, Alien. I don't know if people used to watch Conan back in the day, like 20 years ago. Hello. Yeah, I'm bored. Yeah, that's what lockdown does, folks. So let me just play some music before I lose all the viewers here. I think everybody's gone anyway, so it's just me playing by myself. All right, so anywho, here comes the papers. The papers. I think I have the black lung. Here we go. Ooh. Aspartame, disaster brain. JC, take the wheel. I got this man. Frozen funds flashed out of the treasury and billions disappeared to never be seen. It's best that you don't know about their business. Wiping out witness. Clinton's approving triggers. Run drugs Atlanta, endorse the prison system, promoting the crime and the youth of rap music. Ferocious felines fighting for the top breed. Bread and circus to validate their needs. Slaughtering 3D in the VR scenes. Fake news, now you questioning what you believe. Face swap, edit political speeches, criminal thinkers and half-past the leaders. Dig up the dirt and focus on your weakness. Criminal money, wash to legit business. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky. Pass you later. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky. Pass you later. Alligator in a file. Crocodile. Yeah, that's me. Hey, how's it going? Plastered posters, naked exposers, sexpose with Obama and Oprah. Haven't been laid in the last decade. Just give me a sex bot that cooks and it cleans. Panama Papers listing politicians, kill reporters and leaving no witness. Suicide note, hanging rope choke. The coked out leaders about to be exposed. Cat out the bag, been hiding for days. Julian Assange sold out to the feds. Assassinate the mind, procrastinating terror. Impress everyone, squeaky clean, no errors. Clean up the past, sweep it under the rug. Cover up documents, terrorist guns. Look up the fact and now you're an expert. The verbal virus, the globalized pressure. Twitter attack, asking for the answers. Just follow the cash and you'll find the disasters. Fumbling politicians' ultimate distraction. Conjure up the public into taking war action. William Randolph Hearst made of stories that glorifies newspaper in his own war glory. Yeah. Okay. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky. Pass you later. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky. Pass you later. Alligator in a file. Crocodile. Okay. That's right. Penetrate the system, perceive it, don't listen. Wishes for the truth, achieving new victims. Visions, believe the tweaking, twin peaking, pinpointing speeches, edit, copy, delete them. Emotions investing, headline deceiving. Hard drives lost, destroying, past written. Book burning and deleting all opinions. Burn the museums and the artifacts within them. Alexandria, Baghdad, blow up all the historical artifacts. Oklahoma City into building 7. Ashes all up into yesterday's questions. Rewrite the history into digital form, making changes in the public conform, handing over free control like a Shaq free throw. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky, pass you later. The papers, roll it up, vapors, smoke in the sky, pass you later. Alligator in a file. Crocodile. Alrighty then, we are hey, that's the papers. And I think unless people ask me to do that song on shows or something, I think I've kind of stretched it out as far as I can for a single. And I think it's time to move on to the next one. So here we are live tonight. See if I can put a key in. No, I can't do that at the same time. Sorry, just experimenting with this. And so yeah, tonight is another edition of Bandcamp Friday, where the artists keep the 15% fee that they usually have to pay. Yeah, if you want to go check me out, this is the album AM Grinding on Bandcamp. Would be much appreciated for a purchase. So I'm gonna play some more songs from you from this album, AM Grinding, and hope you're enjoying this live broadcast of my performance. Usually Friday night we have guests, and we have a podcast style. We talk, and I ask the guests if they'd like to perform, and so far every guest has performed. And tonight we won't have a performance from our guests, but we will have a nice chat, and we're looking forward to his entrance upon the podcast. But for tonight, kind of had to do some juggling around. A couple artists had to cancel, and just kind of reschedule for another time. Understood. Lots of things going on today. This is family weekend. Probably the last time people can get together for a while as well. So it's another Bandcamp Friday anyways, and I think I was going to perform, so this is perfect. I just want to perform these songs. So if you see this tonight or in the replay later tonight, it doesn't have to necessarily be within the live hours. If you see the replay and you're seeing this, I'm giving away these Focus hats. They're valued at like $35 if you buy an album on Bandcamp. And you can buy all three if you like. Anywho, I'm going to do another song called Fear. So let me just cue that up. And that's from this album, AM Grinding. Here we go. Yeah. Here we are, Focus Live. Run, hide, buried alive. Government kills and expose all the lies. Suppose I pose with a tool to my head. Suicide note, just another one dead. Fully equipped with a brain full of knowledge. Go to mercy and no one is solving. Go to the police and you had an extortion. Hold it against you like I had an abortion. Keep them stupid, keep them dumb. Taking pictures with the little murphy. Little gangster stomp for attention. Spend all the money, no room for investment. Flame out. Or take it as a lesson, still alive, you bet it's a blessing. Caress and death, flirting with the rest. Locked up for life sentence, 6 feet deep, now you're back from the dead. Poison the waters, veins full of lead. Verbal attack in a sensory overload. Emotions run deep and about to explode. Proposing deals to make your ass famous. Cop the field just so you can make it. Then I blow up, leave the beef on the style. Striving for peace and the peace comes alive. Pastors, preachers, end of the worlds. Raptures, captures, little boys and girls. Reload my pistol, another priest dead. Feel my fist now, fist can spend. Fist full of stress, minimal stress. Fuck all your fame cause I fame to collect. Full of 5-year events. Vent all your rage like a PTS vet. Alright. Yeah. We're selling a whole bunch of fear. It's a clearance sale. Everything must go. Oh, everything must go. All right. Yes. You're tuned in to AM Grinding, your morning commute to nowhere. Come after holiday Monday on Tuesday, nobody's going anywhere because we're in lockdown again. So snuggle up for the month of April and do more live streaming. Tune into these. I don't know. Do some more knitting. I don't know. What do we do anymore? Really? Don't have answers, folks. I know that I have my own questions in my head for about what's going on. But tonight is just about music. It's a Bandcamp Friday. Reminding y'all that Bandcamp is waiving its 15% commission fee for all artists tonight. Go in, buy an album. The album is called AM Grinding. And like I said before, I'm giving a hat away. AM Grinding Focus hat, embroidered dad hat, comfortably fitting for anybody who purchases an album online. It's that easy on this site, Bandcamp. So thank you for tuning in and thanks for your support. I'm going to keep rolling on with this album here, AM Grinding. And the next tune is called Sunglass Half Full. And it's a little upbeat ditty that, makes you want to move your feet a little. So let me cue this up for you. Let me get the organ grinder ready. And here we go. All right. Welcome to my home. Just reminiscent of live show days. Would have loved to do this song at the Horseshoe with a whole horn section would be great. There we go. Ambition so strong, atomic bomb, napalm, Vietnam, no stick, Teflon, telethon, getting cash with a royal herpes gun, with a royal rive gun. I'm just having fun. Squirt on the shirt, give me little jiggle, make it work. Memories for the cause, cause it's all what you heard. focus, feeling great about the past, present, future. Self Uber drivers running over elders and students, bold with the flavors, and I'm stronger than ever. Controlling the rages, frustration to patience as we walk in the wires and observing behaviors. See you later, Twin Towers, smoking the vapors. Piece of the pie, paradise sky, Lucy loving lollies in a single swipe, cashless app, and a never-ending vice. Class of her own, and she's gonna set the price. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. Pulverized, Nobel Prize, unique eyes with a drive, full flight, masked in the sky, disgusted, disfigured, disjointed and out of line, left field, blue steel, weird stares, long looks, leers, queers, the steers, peers, and behaviors. What's danger? What's poison? Your behaviors least the priest of being so stupid. Adhere to pay to completely wasted the stupid. Conceal all your feelings, drive a jolt to the ceiling. Uncontrollable feelings no longer can conceal it. The world needs to hear this. Make Vicky your believing. No talents wasted. Cake stand is a weakness, wreaking the havoc in remarkable stories. Pain and glory, meditated, absorbing. The knowledge is born when you're sitting in the mountain with the abominable snowman. Yeah. Sunglass half full. I think I'll take that. I think I'll take that. Okay. Here we go. I remember the day I felt alive. So long ago I tried to get back to that high, not realizing that I'm part of this drive. Heal those wounds, cloudy eyes pulverize. Gasoline off the spark. Now we're coming from the dark. So you leave me unattended, just a little vagrant, getting into trouble, making uneducated guesses. But I get over it. Emotions run deep off the shoulders quick. The weight is drops every week. Elevate the weight right off my chest. Put drama to rest. Invest in the prize of living life best. Come close to caressing death. I realize it's just a ride to sit back and let go of the stress. Investment in health. Put the drama to rest. Spin like a llama onto your chest. Investments in grays and mirage, simulations from afar. Yeah. It's all an illusion, confusion, contusions locked in the brain. Misusement. Spellbound confusion, the matrix of movements. Straight up confusion. Sunglass half full. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Focus here, your friendly Toronto rapper. And it's another Bandcamp Friday. I keep on saying it because it only comes around once a month. And I'm broke as fuck. So, haven't been working for a year. And if you so inclined to buy a album, this is the album that I'm trying to sell. Yes, at this site, bandcamp.com. And I'm giving away Focus hats for anybody that buys a CD. Embroidered Focus hat. Really cool. I will get it to you. Trust me. Anyways, we're going to move along with some more of this album, AM Grinding. I just want to keep playing songs. And if I finish this album, I'm going to play some songs from my previous album, the Bad Meat LP. And later joining us in the program this evening is a special guest. I feel like watching today's special or Polka Dot Door. It's like, tune in, kids. Later we have a special guest. I'm just trying to keep you guys glued to the tube, if you know what I'm saying. So, I like to shout out a fine young gentleman by the name of Ryan Morgan. He has helped me quite immensely improving my look, the overall AM grinding video photography look. He did all these photos for me, fantastic photos. We went out one night and it was snowing. We captured some cool shots, and he also shot this music video for me, and we got this still from it. And you can check that music video out on YouTube. Yeah. And I'm going to move along here to a song called True Story, Fool's Glory. And a lot of great musicians on this song as well. I like to shout out Sule, who was the guest on my very first podcast ever and the newest video version a couple weeks ago, Sule. And he's a fantastic musician from Montreal. You should check him out, all of his handles, and hit him up on Bandcamp today as well. So here we go with a little ditty I call True Story, Fool's Glory. We've all been there. All right, here we go. Focus rap. When emotions get the best of me, I need to chill and assess the scene. I'm telling you to let all the bullshit go before I lose all of my control. Starting riots in my head, thinking violence. Anger always been a part of my struggle that I'm fighting. These thoughts are rustle, ready to rubble. Restless imagination runs while I suffer. Lose my shit, fly off the handles, burn bridges, urges to cause ruckus, cautiously walking into disasters, malice, malicious thoughts, negative talk, full hatred, arguments taking off, time ticking, mind racing, foolish tendencies taking pride, rage, jealousy on an all expensive vacation, and my mind is racing. Can't keep up the pace and vibrations off the track, and I'm derailing. And the tension builds. 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 When emotions get the best of me, I need to chill and assess the scene. I'm telling you to let all the bullshit go before I lose all of my control. Lost love blocking all emotions, closed in, never let my feelings showing. Trapped in frustration, mixed the fuel and aggression, passion into action, and I'm ready for some madness. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Fake validations, call girls hookers, strippers, and broke bitches. Rock bottom, man, I'm sex addicted. Anything to dip my dick. And the tension builds. And the tension builds. And the tension builds. Yeah. All right. When emotions get the best of me, I need to chill and assess the scene. I'm telling you to let all the bullshit go before I lose all of my control. Don't forget, it's Bandcamp Friday. Head on over to Bandcamp and order yourself some Focus. Giving away hats for album purchases. Glorious stitching, new hat. Ooh. Oh yeah, that song is cool. One I haven't performed live yet. I was lucky last year, at the beginning of last year, it was 2020, to fit in some touring. I was actually quite on a roll. I snuck in 20 shows before the lockdown happened the beginning of last year. And with my buddy old pal Paul, we went to Seattle, Washington and Portland, Oregon, which was probably the most fun I've ever had on a tour ever. And it was good times. And I think we got Omar coming in here. Mr. Slang Hugh is our guest. We'll just let him get ready there. And I'm just going to perform a couple more songs while our good friend gets ready here. So stay tuned. We have a special guest coming up soon. I'm just going to play a couple more songs here. Fresh off the beat, right into the pen. These warm feelings bring memories again. Something so strong brings truth within. Right through my veins, down to my hand. Crisp winds, balance in my sins. Thoughts on papers, flows into the wind. Moving vibrations, middle of the night. Tossing these turns in my sight. Whether it's freestyle or the first draft, grab those feelings and take it to the lab. Hone your skills, create a new path. Work your talents and take it to the lab. 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 I promised this, that when I showed up from Venice on pure bliss, told myself that I'm the music biz, gonna make it my own way, that world slave ridden, get out the beats, flows, rhymes and rhythms, positive reassurance, keep this mind, and I'm driven, groundwork, Paris, Amsterdam, London, Milan, Rome, Venice, Munich, Berlin, Vienna, Budapest, Prague, Italy, and I do it again. Put my work in, traveling Canada, USA, did it for hip-hop, and all the rappers pay homage. Public Enemy, LL Cool J, DMX, and Dr. Dre, all day. Whether it's freestyle or the first draft, grab those feelings and take it to the lab. Hone your skills, create a new path, work your talents and take it to the lab. Take it to the lab. Take it to the lab. Hone your skills. Experimental, moving matrix. Wide the waves of vibrations and escaping. Locked into a pastration. Patiently waiting for moments in advancement. Drift, flow past patience. Shape and bends. The glass water shape push. Air pockets, sound pushing. Stone carving. Elongate, prolong past state. Bust back. Take praise for yesterday's bane. Point the finger up and escape. It's all in your hand, heart in your hate, and how much you want to put in your faith. Expand your power to be great. Demand, devour, and give praise to all friends, family, and all human beings. Yeah. Whether it's freestyle or the first draft, grab those feelings and take it to the lab. Hone your skills, create a new path. Work your talents and take it to the lab. Take it to the lab. Hone your skills. Take it to the lab. All right, that's a track about getting your ideas and taking it to the studio before they go away, or writing it down or something. Just getting that idea and running with it. Initially, it's always the best stuff right away, right off the bat. We got our guests standing by, but I'm going to play one more song and then we're going to bring them in momentarily. I got one more track here that I'm going to play, and it's called Challenge Accepted. This one I really enjoy. Yeah, you can find it on this album here, AM Grinding. Here we go. Move on the groove, vibration displaced. Am I in the right galaxy or the right place? Running at the speed of sound and embracing escape. Lightweight float, galaxies, fragment of space. Master disease ran in my family. Great uncles died 8 and 18. Fast forward 7, you're me. Almost casualty, tragedy. So much pressure on my brain that I could have been deceased. Yeah, swelled to double the size. Dodged a bullet, lucky to be alive. Music was in sight. As I look to the sky, see who survived. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Okay. Death and birth, build and destruction, always on the move, and music is the motion, steady flowing, stay focused, heavy on the doses, not too far from the light, and I'm carrying luggage, had to blow to the sky cause my show's interrupted. Challenge accepted. Alright. Watching the Challenger space shuttle explode on the TV in a downtown Toronto hospital. Family and friends conjuring hope. 7 years old, rupture and about to explode. Pressurizing liquid on the back of my skull. 2 weeks wearing a medical gown. IV needles keeping me from running around. Waking up far from home. Tubes in my ear to prevent the disease from spreading. After that, had trouble listening and hearing. Headache, blockage, attention loss. Fell into a trouble as I drifted off. School was like a bubble. Shock waves from the space shuttle. Alright. Death and birth, build and destruction, always on the move, and music is the motion, steady flowing, stay focused, heavy on the doses, not too far from the light, and I'm carrying luggage, had to blow to the sky cause my show's interrupted. Challenge accepted. Living life cut off from progression, the struggle without push its limits, just a dust puddle. Fight for the push and the passion for the gain. Approximation wins can't be determined by claims. Must be tested, tried, driven insane. Lost in investment, arrested and living in vain. Exploited, anointed, hoisted in fame. I kill you McBain and go the pain and go reckless insane. Cures for the sedatives, worse for the weathers. Incinerated astronauts, the death dances of the challengers. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Okie dokie. All right. That wraps up the performance portion of the show. And now we're going to bring in our special guest, the one, the only, Slangston Hughes. Hello.
That's how you know you're long.
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
I
A little
gotta
turn,
hit
turn.
this split screen for a second. Give me ein moment. I just have to refresh it.
Let me not touch the table.
There we are. Infinity.
Hold on, forgive me.
I'm
Make sure
preparing
this is
too,
not-
so do what you gotta do.
Trying to make it so it's not. Yeah, that's right.
There we go. We're in the mix.
Ah,
Yes. How you doing,
what up,
sir?
what up? Oh man, this thing is so unstable. Can't even touch the table. It gets so shaky.
I
I'm gonna do the
like
whole thing like this.
yeah, me too. I gotta be careful. Look, see, I'm doing the same thing. It's just like, all right, okay, I'm stepping away
Hands
from the
off.
table. I love the hockey jersey, man.
Oh, respect.
Let's throw this in. That's the gold era.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we just got these.
So
Just got
those are great, man.
Respect.
Speaking of embroidering, like that's a lot of
dope.
hefty work in there. That's
Well, without giving away the trade secrets, this is a patch, and we just stitched it onto the jersey.
gotcha. Oh, that's amazing, man. Oh, the color scheme is kind of matching today.
Yeah. I was gonna wear your hat today, actually. With
oh, sick. Yeah.
It's at the bottom of my hat. I can't find it in my hat.
Well, we're going with the shiny forehead theme for tonight.
Yeah, so I was gonna put on the hoodie and it's let's do it. Oh, natural.
No better way, man. No better way. We're natural. No, we're too old for that shit, man. We don't need to. There's no time going back.
No point.
So yeah, you were a guest.
How are you though? Sorry, I think was rude. I mean, sorry.
No worries. No, I'm fine. It's I'm just having this news sink in again that it's another lockdown, and it's just like,
yeah.
Okay.
Listen, man.
I wasn't expecting anything else. I was just like,
exactly.
It was just like confirmation of like, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
We're never gonna be. Not never. I'm not gonna say never, but it's better if people just think of it as we're not out of it until we're out of it. This whole stage thing. Until we get to the point where it's just like, okay, no more stages. That's when it's over.
It's just give it to me. I'm an adult. Just tell me this is a long run, and I'm good. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Fine. That's what they need to do. But,
a piece.
Yeah. Exactly. a piece. And not everybody is as for lack of a better term, smart as we are.
Yeah.
So you have to placate.
I can't wait for everything to be smart like this thing.
Yeah. No, I don't know if you want that either. That's a whole different discussion.
Get your new Apple Smart Legs.
It's a whole different disease, buddy. That's a whole different pandemic right there.
Oh, whatever. All right, let's start with music. Let's start talking music. So last time you and I kind of had a sit down conversation was part of my podcast, and you were a guest on episode 10.
Right.
And we were at your studio. Do you still go to that studio? And
we still got it. We still got it. That's where I was just before.
And you guys are broadcasting live out of there. So give us a few plugs of what you guys broadcast out of there live.
Well, we haven't done it since COVID, ironically, but we have a podcast called The Lab Chronicles. Sorry, let me backtrack. The Lab is what we call the studio. So there's four of us: myself, Kofi Kane, Sims Rock, and DJ MC Finn. If you look him up on social media, that's what he comes up with. That's what it comes up as. Gold Era is a subsidiary of the studio. It's a birth come out of the studio. And now the broadcasting, speaking to your question directly, we have a podcast called The Lab Chronicles, where we interview pretty much artists, like of all types. It's not just like singers, rappers, producers. Eventually, I wanted to expand into outside of artists, but still industry related. And we're just, interviews. We talk about different things, their careers. We've had everybody from Kid Cudi and Baby Blue Sound Crew, Too Rude, the legendary Too Rude producer, produced Maestro Fresh West, biggest song to date. What else do we had in there? There's some legends. We had one of Maestro's former dancers, who's now a producer at DRK. We've had the list just goes on. We've had we've been blessed to have quite a few legends, and hopefully when this COVID thing ends, I really want to get back on. Not even ends, I just really want to get back into it, even if it's in this capacity like we're doing now. We were in person, like we're not doing it. We're not doing this crap. We're doing it in person. That's what we're doing. What you saying? Fuck you. We're doing it. But now we have no choice because a lot of people just don't want
And
to come to it in person.
It's been cold for 3 months too. It's like I don't give a shit.
Which is probably the biggest factor.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
The biggest factor. Nobody wants to do anything when it's cold, especially
no. It's like, okay, lockdown. All right. Today was cold too. It was like deceiving.
Yeah.
It's nice out, very sunny, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stroll out. Whoa. It was a wicked wind. It's
one of that fake sun that Canada loves to give us.
Yeah. April Fools.
Yeah. When I say, you're like, oh yeah, shoot, April Fools. In like a lion, out like a lamb. Or in like a lamb, out like a lion.
Something like that. Yeah, that's a Sade line I remember.
It's in one way, out the other way.
Yeah, something like that. It's water under the fridge, you know?
Yeah, water under the fridge.
That's a Ricky one from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, I can't take credit for that one. That's
Lucky from Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. Now we're doing. Oh man, don't me start! I'll start singing that theme song too.
Perfect Strangers, you remember that? I don't remember.
Yo, oh my friend is like an encyclopedia of that. He'll just kick them off. And I remember I had the Sanford and Son theme. I had that stuck in my head for literally a year, and I didn't know where to connect it. And then I just asked my mom, and she's like, "Oh, that's Sanford and Son. What are you?"
That's too funny.
She's like,
"That's too funny." That's one of the rare, especially in that time frame. I learned this the other day. One of the rare popular sitcoms that didn't have words to their title song.
Oh yeah, because everything has a song. The lyrics I remember. Obviously, we're reciting lyrics from.
Yeah, exactly. But that's that's one of the most popular ones. Have no lyrics.
Survey says Sanford and Son.
There's probably more, but that's the only one I can think of.
That's a rare, that's like an odd question. That'd be like, which one of these has no lyrics? And it's like, I can't.
Google search that. That's a Google search.
Yeah. Nice. Yep. And you know what? I don't know, maybe I'm just 80s biased, but they always had like this intricate intros, you know what I mean? It was like over the top dramatic acting that it was just like it catches the football and turns around.
Like did you watch we're going down. This is gonna be one of them. Did you watch WandaVision?
Oh yeah.
So they had a montage like that when they were like maybe like the third or fourth episode. When they changed to like the modern sitcom look, they had that type of opening, or the surprise. It's a surprise.
We got each other. We're gonna get through this together. Hold on a minute. That's why the 80s kicked ass so much, man. It's just like, there you go. Just forget about it.
That's really what it was. There's
really
as it is, and you have to deal with it.
If you look at America in a nutshell, like everywhere sucked balls in the 80s. And you look at Miami, it's like fucking skyscrapers everywhere. It's like, I wonder
how did that happen?
Where's going on there? A lot of tourism.
Yep. Watch a good old documentary called Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah, that was a good one with the Colombian cartels.
Yeah, was it the Colombian? I think it was.
Was that lady? She's just
yes.
Yeah.
And they had a sequel to it. But
No
the
mercy.
first one is mostly the sequel is more about Griselda Blanco.
Yeah.
But the original is about the guy that pretty much, shoot, what's the name of it? Is it Powder? Not Powder. No Powder. What's the Johnny Depp movie where
Oh, Blow.
Blow?
Yeah.
It's basically that guy's not the same guy's story, but
The guy
guy
who was with,
fly shit.
who broke
Yeah,
off from him. Yeah, I got it.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Basically about that. So it did, yeah. It's dope. In that they say pretty much that whole skyline is built on cocaine and drug money, which only makes sense. They also said in that timeline, what is it like nine? They believed like 90 something percent of all dollar bills had residue of cocaine on it.
Oh, for sure. It's
Yeah,
America. Yeah. It's America. Yeah.
America.
America. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Definitely.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's just the way it was. That's
yeah.
the way it was. And now,
Yeah,
it's
we
like
cared for a while.
kids growing up now are going to be just weed everywhere, And it's like, you bought it from where? You hung out with who?
Yeah.
You waited how long? What the hell? Why'd you just go to the damn store down the street? It's like, I was right here.
But I don't know if you've been here, and I just heard this recently that there's like side effects people are experiencing.
Yeah, I think so because I think it's growing quicker, with more chemicals, and it's not dried and cured as properly. I don't think because the cycle is not as long because it's quicker
forced.
yields. It's forced
Yeah.
quicker yields with chemicals, and if you don't just naturally let it do its own thing, it's just like anything. They just want more out the bag. It's like
Mass manufacturing.
avocados. Like avocados don't grow. Avocados could grow really big.
Yeah.
They only let them grow so big. They put spray on them to keep them fresh for a while, and
Ship them out.
yeah, when you get this weed, it's like dry, right?
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
already past the point of
which I hate that
curing. Yeah. Anywho,
also it's government. Let's just say that it's just government.
Anything the government does is wonderful, and they do it so well and flawless, right?
Just that's why all our roads are smooth.
Not funky at all.
Not at all. Not at all. But yeah, back to music.
Yeah. Back to music. So the gold era, and what's coming? Is there anything coming out that you've released tonight, or is it previous releases we're talking about?
Yeah, today actually was is it 12? No, it's not. Today was the release of Sims, one of my partners, fully produced project with Asen Eastwood and Mav. And Mav is Asen's from Toronto, Scarborough area, and Mav is from Rochester, New York. So the three of them did a project together, Mav and Ace rapping on it.
Is this it or no? Is this the other one?
It's the cartoon, the Robert Munch cover. I like to say it looks like a Robert Munch cover.
Oh, this it is this.
That one.
I love it. This is amazing.
Me too.
Who did this? We got to big up the artist too.
I remember his name right now, man. Hold on. Give me a moment.
It's really cool. It's like using nature to. There's so much in it.
We were just talking about it at the studio. At first, they didn't like it. I was like, "Why you guys are crazy?" But I got
so
I understand now why they didn't. His name is Chris B. Murray.
Gotcha.
Chris B. as in Bob Murray. He's done. This is like the second cover he's done, not for us, but affiliations.
Yeah.
He did another cover, which I probably should have said just to bring him out some more. But I love it. I love that cover.
I think it's very imperative, and I haven't realized this. Let's get into this conversation. Mm-hmm. I haven't even realized it until now how imperative it is to have a good piece of art with your single. Ridiculously important. Super duper important. If you want to get your stuff into playlists and all that stuff, hook up with a great photographer or a great artist, one or the other. Hook them up, and don't go with the still of your whatever you have. Go with some art. And I actually spent some money this time, and it was too late. I think you can change your artwork once it's already out there. I think you can, like DistroKid, you can change
That
it,
might be new. You weren't.
but it'll take like a month for it to change in all the stores. So you have to just let it.
Okay.
But what I did is I hooked up with an artist in Toronto, and I did this show at Revival on Church
Right.
Street.
Right.
And it was like an artist showcase thing. So they had all these artists with all their art on display up racks, and we performed. And so in between performances, I'd go up and I'd look at the art and stuff like that, mingle around. And I met this one young lady. She does a lot of cool digital art and stuff. And her theme is like very like, lonely robotic kind of like, it's like a futuristic theme, but it
Okay.
kind of coincided like with a lot of stuff that I kind of
That you were
sing and
doing.
rap about and stuff. And then so for my single The Papers, I thought I'd reach out to her and get something, and this is what I got done.
Yes.
She
Dope.
she took a still of one of the photos, and then she
Right.
just did this. This is funny. I like doing this. I don't know if you can see this, but my eyes.
Here it is.
Hello.
But it looks like you could actually do that to your eyes.
Hello.
It looks like in
dude,
your actual face.
dude, like one
No,
of those
no,
old.
no.
Like
It
one
looked
of
like
those old, I'll set it up for next time, but like one of those
yeah,
old paintings, like
yeah,
looking
knock
through,
it out.
watching it like Scooby Doo, watching people go through this.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Do you remember old Conan? I don't know if you used to watch Conan O'Brien back in the day, but like
Yeah, a
early
little bit.
2000s when he would do that and the monitor would come down and they'd
No,
have
I
a
don't
still
remember that.
face and the eyes would just come out in the tongue. And it was like Bill
Um,
Clinton, and they would make fun of Bill
oh
Clinton and
yes, I
all.
do remember
It's
that.
like, hey, Conan, woo!
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah,
would,
yeah. I do remember that.
that's what the image was. It was just like
Somebody
a
else to do
still.
something like that too before.
I think there was a like Mad TV. They must have done something like, or
Something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
Mad
yeah.
TV.
But
That sounds right.
that's remind me of this. You got to
Too
keep
early.
yourself amused when you're on air. You got to
You
just
have
like
to.
keep going. But anyways, yeah. So
It's
like,
entertainment. Yeah.
artwork is so imperative. So
Very.
I've been using that like crazy to just attach my single, the URL to and sharing it on Facebook and all these social media platforms. I know a couple of years ago when we talked, it's like we're just getting into the streaming world and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
What's your approach? It's like, to me, it's like there's something new happening every day. Like there's something new to discover, to attach your songs to and
Yeah. New
just put it
tool or
out
new
there.
app. Yeah.
How are you finding all this stuff? To me, I feel like I need to like organize a schedule for myself. Like I need to put some short clips out on IG on Wednesdays and stuff like this because this is the high traffic day.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I have a lot of material and I'm just not I'm learning how to allocate it properly on certain days. How is that coming along for you? And like, do you work with other people to do that or to?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, and I think this is the artist's greatest issue. That side of it is tough for me.
Yeah.
Not so much tough in posting, but in the scheduled posting or the peak hours and the algorithms and all these things. The science of posting,
Yeah.
more so than the actual posting, is my issue. Again, I was talking about this with Sims just in regards to his release. And his thing is like, Finn is kind of that guy for us. He's the algorithm, studies all that
Analytics
stuff.
and
Yeah, he's a tech guy, I guess the best way.
Yeah.
And his, like, before the album comes out, his thing is, you got to post every day. And me and Sims are, every day though?
We got to do this again. I just put it out. The whole world sees it. Go check it out.
Especially the same exact thing over and over. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But you have to do it. So I get that. I'm trying, even when we were talking before, just talking about doing this interview, and you were showing me a couple of things, and I sent you a guy that I watch and that type of stuff. I'm trying to study it. I don't got a grasp of it.
Me neither.
When it comes to, if I was to give advice to an artist, I would say get a grasp of it or find somebody that does have a grasp
That's
to
a
do
good
it
idea.
for you, which is usually the best case scenario is get somebody to do it for you, because
Yeah.
while you're thinking the lyrics, they're focused on the posting.
Yeah.
That's why we have managers.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it is important. I am getting close to the hang of it, but I don't have that yet. And I don't think if I'm going to say, I don't think it's the most important thing to your art. It might be the most important thing to your audience.
Yeah. Definitely. And to keep it, if you want to, I don't know, whatever, stay engaged, I guess that's,
Yes.
and
it depends on your goals and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and here's the other angle that I've taken from it, that it's most of it's an AI program. Most of these things are AI based programs, so you kind of have to tittle it's kind of like what it goes on. And there's a mutual friend of ours that we're going to keep out of the spot. He doesn't want to be known yet, but he's released a clothing line, and he's been out of the IG.
COVID?
Yeah, Space COVID. Ooh, but he's been out of the IG game for a while, and I just like through my own trial and error, I'm not doing the greatest on it, but I think I have a grasp on how it works. And I was like, you should do it like this. You should drop a little teaser on Monday morning, teaser on Wednesday morning, and then feed it, and drop the real thing. And he's did it, and it boom, he blew up this week. Like the Monday, he has like 800 views of the reel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So after 500, you get like this little indication thing. And then Wednesdays went well, and this morning you dropped the 30-second bit, and it's called Find Your Frequency, if you guys want to check it out.
That's dope.
On Instagram. Yeah, so there's that part of it, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's like, I don't even know what these positions are called now. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's social media strategists and stuff like that, but there's like people who actually do this for a living.
Yeah, it's a living.
And it's like, yeah, you can focus on this, and you can produce and then you guys are like a factory together. You can push out the stuff, and they can get it. They're the distributor. They're like, okay, this has got to go to Walmart this day and this and this and stuff like. That's what I need. I need somebody who can say, okay, Alex, we're going to do this. You need this on Thursday, and this. I can give you all the material, all you need all day. I just need to be like, which time and day is this most effective for me to put this out, and what do I need to engage in? And honestly, it's like most of my streaming revenue has come from Saturday and Sunday mornings of like sharing stuff on groups in the States. Oh yeah, the States. And there's tons and tons of Facebook groups that have like thousands and thousands of people online, and there's all these other countries that are just getting into stuff, and they've just been on for a couple of years, and Spotify is expanding into these countries within this year and the next year. Like Africa and Southeast Asian countries, there's tons of like people producing their own music, having their own radio stations, and I think just because we've had this luxury lifestyle in North America for so long that we've kind of like been through this transition already, and now we're kind of like everybody can kind of do stuff on their own now, where these countries are kind of like just catching up. Software's becoming cheaper for everybody. Phones are getting cheaper for everybody. You know what I mean? So
there's YouTube University.
Yeah, exactly. Which
everybody
is
can learn without
everything I go to. How do you do this? Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the best way to go. And I also feel like if this is what I'm kind of getting into too, is like, if you know something, share it. Like,
that's a fact.
And it'll help yourself as a community, because you're going to put something out there that somebody might need. And kind of like, this is what I'm doing. I have 20 years in television broadcast history, so I'm trying to adapt it into this, right? So this is helping me and others, and I'm sure this will have benefits down the road. So I think on the lines of that, Yeah, no. Go ahead. I finished my thought.
Sorry, no, I was just saying, I should also say, don't get me wrong, until you get that person, you got to be that person.
Yeah.
So you can find somebody who's going to be on that. And even if you do find that person, you should learn as an artist how to do it yourself anyway, because you
Yeah.
never know when you're going to need to. You
Well, it's
should
good
learn
to
all that
know.
stuff.
It's good to
Right.
know how it works too.
Exactly. That's business right there.
Yeah. And it's
And
also
I know
like,
we hate business as artists, but it's important.
well, it's very important because it's important to know what you're dealing with, right?
Right.
And I had an offer from Sony a couple of years ago,
Right.
and I went to their office on Spadina Street and spoke to a couple of nice gentlemen, and they
Right.
wanted 50% of my catalog, and they wanted ownership of my masters, and they wanted like
Damn.
to own my Spotify deal for like 7 years, and they're like, "We'll do all this for you," and then
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'll, just let me look over this for a while. Let me just ponder on this for a little bit and I'll get back to you.
Right.
And
Right.
I looked at the things to do, like it's a list that they were going to do for you. I'm like, if I really just sat down
I can do it
and
myself.
did the navigation and looked
Yeah.
into it, I can get a lot of this stuff done myself, because a lot of it's just like registering for this,
Yeah.
registering for that, finding this, finding that. It's some tedious work, but it's like, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna gotta go all in
You got to do it.
with it. And I know,
Excuse me.
like yourself, we've done this for a while, and it's like you have so much amount of time to work on this portion, and then you have so much time to work on this portion. And I know I only had a limited time. Maybe it was like I knew some lockdown was coming, maybe premonition,
Well,
but
hey,
I
man.
got in as many fucking shows in as I could. Like,
Yeah.
and probably my age too, but it's like I went everywhere, and I didn't care if it was like only a couple people. It's like I got my foot in the door in that city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now I have a relationship with a place. I can go back. I have a local artist that I have a relationship. So now I'm good with almost every city in Canada. I have like one or two venues that I have a nice relationship with, and there's two artists that I can hook up with anytime now. So
Dope.
I knew that like that was my time to focus on touring and stuff like that. And
Right.
now with the pandemic, I've had this year to basically catch up on a decade of stuff that I've been juggling, and kind of just like, okay, all right, let me get all my eggs and together and everything, and like organize everything. And now I'm figuring out, holy crap, man, I didn't put these codes for this, and there's money out there that I'm missing out on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just realized that my publishing hasn't been covered for years for a lot of digital distribution, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, that's just money that's out there that I don't even know, and
Mm-hmm.
so my long rant eventually
Oh, you
into a
good.
question
Oops.
here is,
Shaky, shaky.
what's there must have been like, this must be a benefit for what you're doing as well for the past year,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to focus on something. Do you find you've been getting more time this past year with the lockdown to focus on this stuff, and what have you focused on more, like producing the podcast, networking, like what strengths have you strengthened over this time?
Production. And I'll be honest, the blessing in terms of financially, I haven't been out of work. So it's not even like I've had extra time. It's pretty much, I can tell people COVID's been pretty much the same for me, except I'm at home.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But my job is such that I can still own my craft while working, right, to the bright side. So
Is
I've
it like
had a lot of
computer based most of your work, or?
yes.
Gotcha.
Literally, what we're doing right now, I could be working right now, technically.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would still
working
be
right
doing
now.
I could be, which I
Yeah.
am going to be working. And I work evening and midnights, like I'm going to work tonight
Yeah.
at 11. So it's, I've always had time. What I will say, what COVID did for me is finance. Again, opposite of everybody else, I've been able to save a lot more money.
No
So
going
to
out.
execute that, exactly. Not not going nowhere, not buying clothes to go anywhere because I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Not
even if you order clothes, what's the point? You're just
what
staying at
exactly.
home. Yeah.
That happened. Like that literally happened to the point where I ordered something. I'm like, what the hell am I? Okay, I'm not
Why? I ain't going anywhere. Nobody's gonna see this. Yeah.
exactly. What's the point? So instead
Yeah.
of not going on dates or to dinner or all that stuff, like
Enjoying yourself. Yeah, really. Just kind of
enjoying
like
yourself. And I've been somewhat because you've known me for a long time, and
almost
the
20
honest
years.
truth,
Yeah.
I was out. I was an extrovert. I was
Yeah.
out all the time,
Always out.
around
Never
people,
inside.
partying, and all that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But probably the last 3 to 4 years, I've been inside.
Yeah.
I've been chilling for the most part. I mean, studio, whatever. But I haven't been as social as I was in the past. So
Yeah.
it's almost, speaking to your premonition, it's almost as if I was being prepared for this without even knowing it. And once I got it, it's funny. I didn't even have a relationship for like a few years until COVID. Then I got
Wow.
a
We're living a mirror, brother. We're
it didn't last that
mirrored life. Mirrored life.
long.
Yeah.
And then it's so it's an artist, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say financially was the greatest benefit, COVID wise.
Yeah.
It did definitely, because the world slowed down, so you have no choice. So I will say that I definitely um, started focusing, planning try to focus more on mental and physical health, that type of stuff. So that stuff, like my regimen for even making music's changed because I started to do a thing where I exercise, read a book, like read a chapter or
Yeah.
something, and then start making music.
That's good.
That's pretty much my regimen ever since COVID started. Because now I have time to do that stuff. 4 years
Yeah,
ago,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
gotta go to the studio because I gotta get home and go to sleep to go to work the next day.
Juggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I just gotta get out of my bedroom, walk into my living room, and there's work.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to get up. I start at 3. I don't have to get up until 2:55, literally, to make it on time.
To make it to the living room.
To make it all work on time.
What a commute. Yeah.
What a commute. Crazy traffic, I gotta tell you. So,
Total gridlock.
but yeah, so that finance, time. Right now, I'm even trying to learn a new DAW or new production program. I'm trying to learn Ableton Live, so there's time.
Me
to do that
too.
as well.
Me
Okay,
too. Yeah, I've dabbled in because I had Logic forever. I've been versed
right.
with Logic for a while, and my Mac finally died.
Uh,
And I, right after I purchased the new Logic too, spent like
wow.
300 bucks on the new Logic, and it's like, all right, it's time for me to go now. The Mac gives up. And so I bought this Intel Core, and it's amazing. It's just a little HP, and it works great. But
That's what I have an HP right now.
I
Just
have this Focusrite machine that I got a couple of years ago, and it came with
yeah.
Ableton. So
Seen.
what I really like about Ableton and what I'm curious about is that it's kind of married to this Akai machine that I have, the Beat
Oh, okay.
pad thing, which is just like
Right.
basically a pad machine, and it's basically meant for that, and it's meant for like using it as triggers to
Yeah.
arm cues and stuff like that, which would
Yeah.
be great for a show like this where you like arm up a commercial break of
Right.
songs and
Yes.
intro music and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm interested in the live aspect of it too, right? And there's this kid I hooked up with. My uncle teaches at Harris, so he has all these students all the time that that are hanging around with him. So I met this guy, and he's really well versed in it.
Right.
So he came over here and hung out one day, and he brought like a terabyte full of plugins for Ableton. So a terabyte. So all you do is plug in this driver and have access to all these drivers. Like you can turn it into a drum machine, whatever you want, a piano, and it's all genuine. They made it with real instruments. So it's just like endless amount of, and I find what I gather, Ableton is really good for like locking and dropping. You know, it's just like
Yes, it is.
just boom bang,
I
bang,
haven't
and
got to that part yet,
for
but it
what
is.
we do, you know, it's
Yeah,
like it's
it is.
pretty
Yeah,
efficient, you know,
yeah,
and I think it's kind of simple, and I'm overthinking it, you know, because I'm used to like Logic, right?
yeah.
And but I think
It's
it's
just a
more
learning curve.
it is. That's
Just a
all it
learning
is,
curve.
really. It's mostly the
Once
same
you get
buttons,
it, that's
anyways.
my thing. I'm an FL user,
Yeah,
and um, a lot of FL users really like Ableton because it does some little things that FL doesn't do.
yeah,
It's the little things like the dragging and dropping and all that stuff, and the locking in and that type of thing.
yeah,
But so when I'm using it, it's German right now.
yeah.
I don't get it, but I felt the
Oh,
same
it's
way when
in.
I started FL.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
just that
just try.
one thing that when it's like, ding, oh, okay, now I know how to do what I want to do. That's all I need. Once I get that, then it'll be fine. And I might just go back to FL right after that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just need to get that ding, and then I'll be like, okay, I still like FL better.
yeah.
Maybe not, but yeah,
I'm just using it to kind of since the summer. Actually, I've just been using it to capture ideas.
nice.
I just in the summer I had Roger come over. He does a lot of guitars and keyboards on my tracks, and
Mm-hmm.
so we just started messing around with Ableton just to grab some ideas and stuff like that. I haven't really touched on it too much, but I would like to once I expand with some bigger shows and stuff like that to use it live. And actually, I'd be interested in Twitch. I kind of had like an interesting concept of like somebody making beats live
Oh yeah,
at
yeah.
the beginning of the show. You kind of make a beat, and then it's
Uh,
like it's ready later in the show, and then
oh,
or it's like from the previous week and it's ready. It's like
right.
out of the oven, and then you freestyle to it, and
That's a good idea.
includes somebody from like this. You know what I mean? And if
Yeah,
we can get
right.
the audio synced up and in time, then that would be something cool.
That's a really good idea, actually.
But yeah, it's just like learning it really, and even this, right? Like I had this in mind last year. This
Right,
is the end game where I wanted to get to, but
right.
I had no idea. I had no fucking clue. So
How
it's
you're
just
gonna get
like
to this place?
I plug this in. Okay, that works. All right, I got my mic working. That works. Let's
Yeah,
go with that for now. That'll
right,
be a good
right,
enough broadcast for tonight.
right.
Okay, we got the
Yep.
mic. But
Trial and
then,
error.
slowly like, oh, you did this way, and okay, that's the good thing about, all this stuff. It's like now we have time to like, hey,
Yes.
do you have a few hours I can talk you through this? And
Yep.
I think I want to incorporate more of that into the show too, where we can actually kind of like have a portion where it's like, hey, this is part for if anybody's interested in like how to do this and how to set up
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's a good idea.
actually with a production friend of mine, we were slowly making a YouTube channel, and it's just like all the
Dope.
videos are less than a minute, and every
Oh,
video is less than a minute, and it's just a one task. It's all like loading up
boom.
footage into the timeline, something basic, and there's nobody on camera. It's just the desktop, and it's just a voiceover. There's no
Very good
intro. It's
idea.
like subscribe to my channel, my
Yeah.
10
No,
10 minute
simple. Go straight to the
intro.
point.
Just basically get to the point, and like that's it. And I think
Yeah.
there's something to that too, as even what we do. It's like going into the studio. It's like, okay, I want this prepared and this and that, and oh, something simple. I've been there before, and it's like under the influence of this sometimes
Hmm.
is that one little thing, and you're all hanging around. It's like, fuck, how do we get this done? It's like
Yeah.
we should have set
Stop.
this up before we smoked. but
Facts. We've all
but
been. Well, all of us stone folks have been there anyway.
that's where veterans come in for. We don't do that anymore.
And
We're always
I'm not gonna lie again. I'm not the tech guy, so
yeah,
those situations I don't do well in them. I
yeah,
do not do well in them. But I will say this: everything that we're saying to anybody who's ever considered being an artist or doing not even just art, anything in life that you want to do, but you're at the position that you were in last year with this podcast, and I don't know how to do it. The key point is do. The key
Do it.
word is do. You
Do.
the no, I don't, the no, and the how
We
is
all
not,
don't know. It
that
doesn't
part
matter.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the do in that sentence. You
Yeah.
gotta start it. And we are in unprecedented times in which you can go on, like we said, YouTube University.
Yeah.
There's multiple people to teach you to do. You can learn if there's not how to build a bomb on YouTube. I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked. I learned how to roll these on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's just to go to show you. And I have millions of friends who do these on their own, so I can learn from any of them. But I learned it on YouTube. So
The
that
right
just
way.
goes to show you the right way from an expert, from a trained professional.
Oh man, there's like, it's amazing how, like, after a year now, how many people have baking shows and like
Exactly.
healing shows and stuff. It's just people are
Everything.
have these skills already,
Yep.
and they're just adapting it to these new platforms to get out to people. And
Yep.
in a business form, it's all changing around us.
Yep.
And it's
Probably gonna be
eventually, I
even
think,
more encouraging to the amateur, because you said these people have skills beforehand. Some of these people do not have skills,
yeah. Oh,
and they're
believe me.
big on the internet.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you, you don't have to know a damn thing. You just have
And
to
there's
know a little thing.
there's plenty of room.
Plenty of room to learn.
Yeah.
In fact, people have built their careers, quote unquote, or their social media presence on showing their learning of what they have now become popular for.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they've taken the steps along the way, showing you, putting it on video, put it on camera, whatever.
Yeah.
Podcast. Like we were talking about this the other day. I've seen guys go from the background that you see like behind me right now, which is nothing, to full studio, big screen TVs and playback in the background like they're on ESPN, but they're probably in the same room. They just learned how to make it look better.
Well, here's the thing. It's like there's a lot of factors. There's the technology's getting super cheap
Yep.
and very accessible, and B, you don't need a brick and mortar place anymore. That
Not very.
we've discovered this with going to work yourself.
Yes.
Working from home. Why do you need a big studio downtown, paying rent, all that nonsense, parking, getting people there? You can just do it in your home.
Right from the
It's
comfort
like,
of your own couch.
this is the corner of my living room here. This is,
Yep.
not this is the greatest set, but it's okay. But it's like,
It's all you need.
I have a friend. He works at an entertainment network in Canada here, and he says that the money that they spent, it's no different than what we're pulling out. When I have a few cameras in here, and we have a multiple camera
Yeah.
situation. It's not
Yeah.
far off from what they're doing. I mean, they're paying thousands of people to do this, and they're paying the rent downtown,
Exactly.
lights on, all the expenses and all that stuff, paying people top dollar to be there. 15 people doing like a studio show where you can sit with 3 people and do it. And it's like,
and they're paying because they got the money to pay it, and B, they're paying for similar reason as you going to the convenience store. You're paying not for the store, but for the convenience of the
and I'm, you know what? I made a whole career off that, and I loved it.
Exactly.
I absolutely loved it. I
Because
used
you're
to
the
work
man, so they don't have to worry about, hey, are you
exactly.
doing your job? You gotta worry
If
about
the
doing
budget's
your job.
there,
Right,
hell yeah,
exactly.
spend it.
Exactly.
But it's just not the case anymore. It's just not going to happen anymore.
Right.
Like I used to work at MTV, and we used to do this after show where people would just sit around and talk. And it's downtown. You're paying all that money to be in the Masonic Temple. You're there, and there's like 15 of us. There's like 15 of us, and then it's like the show is running okay. So there's like 7 or 8 of us in the hallway doing nothing for like 4 hours and still getting paid. I'll never complain about that. I made a really good living off 15 years
Right.
doing
Right.
production, and hell yeah, I made more money behind the camera than a lot of people in front of the camera. We'll
I can
just say
believe it.
that.
I can believe
So,
it.
but nowadays it's like, as you're the entertainer, you have to facilitate that now yourself, and you can, and it's very accessible and it's very easy. And all you need is like a little dressing up here and there. All you need is
Yes.
just like, and then those things that you need to work on, the background sound, the embedding of the music,
Yeah.
you'll figure that out.
That'll come.
It'll
That'll come.
come. It's all here. It's all online. It's all cheap. The stuff
Yep.
is, and even if it's like this program, right? Restream.
Yeah.
It's $40 a month. I know that's out of reach for a lot of people, and it's out of reach for me. I know I can't afford this, but
Yeah.
it's an intricate tool for me to do this, and I know that I need it. It's as much as a tool for me as internet is. So, but if you look at it, like, look, we can roll in your clips here. So this
Oh
is
yeah.
another
These
album.
are singles. Yeah.
This
This
is
is
the
a
single you're
single.
pushing.
Yeah. This is one of the singles I dropped. This came out a little bit earlier this year. Like pretty much like 2 singles in 2 months. This one is
Gotcha.
with artist Richie out of Toronto as well. Out of GTA, produced by myself. Fresh and Paid. It's on both. Like the next one you're gonna show is Victory, I believe. But both of them are
Yeah,
on all streaming platforms. Go and check them
this
out.
one, right? Victory. There we go.
Victory, yeah. So this one was actually released on our label as well, like the Gold Era label. Richie released the other one himself. This one
Gotcha.
is the Gold Era label, produced by myself, featuring Asen and Snacks.
I love the
This,
cover.
yeah, this one is from. I actually don't even know where this guy's from. I'm pretty sure he's from States. I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember what state. But Creative Innovations is the name of his company.
Gotcha.
I actually met this guy. And this is the strength of social media. I wanted to start making, like we were just discussing, art rather than just pictures on a cover. I wanted to make art. So I actually posted a status on Facebook, and this was one of the suggested designers. Somebody suggested him to me, and it was a hit. I love it. I love it too.
Yeah, that's what I was touching on earlier on the Sunday mornings. There is a ocean of talented people on Facebook in these Facebook groups, and they're all categorized, like, but you get that a lot. Like I release my music out there, and you get people tagging you like, hey, would you like some artwork? And a lot of these people do great work, and it's just up to you. Who do you want to select? You go with your gut. I don't know if they have previous work, or you people that have worked with them, and you have a good word of mouth, or you know them by association. Sometimes you just take a chance, and this is somebody from across the world, and they do one thing and you do one thing, and you
You're
come
good to
together.
go.
It's pretty easy. And let me ask you that, like, how is that relationship? Has that grown in the last year for you, or is that
Definitely.
curiosity kind of grown a bit? And what has come out of that? Like, has it come out of more collaborations, or like more just networking and stuff like that?
Most of the. So you mean like in terms of the products that we've been making, or the projects and so forth?
Both. Like, if like finished products, if you worked with producers that you've met online,
Yeah.
or if it's just like you're sharing it once the product is complete with more people across the world.
Well, okay. So I don't think I fully explained. Gold Era is a distribution company currently / label, right?
Gotcha.
So what we like to do is, well, what we're currently doing is releasing projects that we've done the production on.
So it's all internal. It's
all internal. The artists, however, may not be, because the game's kind of changed. Like, again, without getting too in depth, but once upon a time, it was a situation where a rapper was seeking producers, or not a singer was seeking producers. And I'm speaking hip hop specifically. Seeking producers to work on their project. Now
Yeah.
the game is kind of flipped, whereas the producers are seeking artists. It's gone the other way, and that model I am familiar with it because in the dancehall reggae world, that's kind of how that works. It's
Yeah.
more the producers, different artists. You go out and see different artists. You pay them to be on your beat,
Yeah.
which is where kind of where Gold Era is at in our lane. That's what we do. Now, speaking of the relationships, due to that, a lot of my personal connections or a lot of the work that I've done, it's pretty much been through meeting people and either that artist or an artist they worked with. Let me give you a scenario. What will happen is, for example, ASON. I'll send him a beat. He'll rap on it, send it back to me. But he'll say, hey, you know what? You know who would sound good on this? I got this dude, Lord Juco. I think he'd sound dope on this.
And
Gets
he
Lord
met him.
Juco. And then from that, I'm like, oh, hey, Lord Juco, would you like to do something? And it goes like that. Like right now, me and Sims are working with a guy from North Carolina, and it's a different scenario. Sims sought him out on Instagram. We didn't even know how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we didn't realize he was as good as he is. And Sims reached out to him. And they did a track, and it's like, yeah, this sounds great. Hey. Sims says, hey, maybe you should send him something. I send him something. Hey, this sounds great too. Hey, let's do an album together, all three of us. And that's how that happens. So it's a lot of networking. It's a lot of, there is some, I'm just literally seeing guys on Instagram because you know how your algorithms work. If you like something, I might see it and be like,
Yeah.
okay, hey, that guy sounds good. Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to do a project? I'm working with another dude from Arizona, Maze Overlay, because he's featured on Sean Lynx's album. And I heard him and I said, hey, you want to do a project? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So in this underground hip hop world, it's a little still a little old school with that digital newness. So the connections can be made digitally, but pretty much the relationships are still built somewhat word of mouth, organic, introduce each one teach one type of situation.
And it's got to fit too.
It has to feel right.
Like if it doesn't feel right and it doesn't fit, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you meet the person or not. It really, that's what it comes down to. It's just like, thanks, but no thanks. But
to your point, the beginning of last year. Yeah, actually, sorry. The beginning of last year, because I didn't have a project in the works. Sibs and Finn did. So my thing was like, yo, I gotta get a project together.
Mm-hmm.
A couple months after that, I had 3 in the works. 3 different artists that I either reached out to or they reached out to me and said, yo, let's do something.
Yeah.
Currently, I am back down to 1. So that's just speaking to what you're saying. It is it's a seesaw thing sometimes where you think oh yeah, okay, we click, let's go. You send them a few stuff, they don't feel it as much as you did. You start to get discouraged, or it just doesn't click at that moment. On to the next.
Yeah. And
so,
it's like anything. If it works, then you build a relationship, and it works,
exactly.
and it works again with another project, and then
exactly.
it's the same adjective from before.
Yeah.
I know just from myself that it's always been like somebody I've met, and like that's how the relationship kind of goes. But even lately, like near the tail end of touring, I met a few people that I played with and thought about doing stuff with them, and then it was just like, it's not.
Nah,
it doesn't really click. I'll just keep in touch with them. So in case I tour again, that's a great connection too.
Yeah.
But
and it may work in the future.
I know what you mean about. I know exactly what you mean about like producers seeking out artists now. So I get a lot of that. Like I said, on those Saturday morning things where I just regurgitate all my material out there to these platforms, and I get lots of comments like, hey, I'm a producer, here are some beats. I get just lots and lots and lots of them. Right. And I got one that was an email, and I don't even know if I listened to the beats. I was just kind of like, I'm okay, I take care of my own things, I have my own way. And he got back to me like a few months after that, and he said, "Hey, I reached out to you before about beats, and I know you're okay, but I'm doing this podcast, and I have reaching out to all these people to be a guest, right?" So I went
Right,
on,
right.
spoke with him, had a great conversation. And
Mm.
just by talking to him and the way he explains his day to day stuff, it's just like how we were like when we were 20. You know, you just absorb that all day. You're sitting around all day, coming up with beats all day. And it just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
brought me right
yeah.
back to that. And I was
Super
just like,
focused.
I like the way he's putting all his energy into this. And so I reached out to him. I said, "Why don't you throw me a few beats? I'm finishing up this album, and I like to keep the momentum going at least a little bit." And that's why I usually do out of an album. I try to keep it a little creative out of the album and get something out of it, and then
Right.
I fizzle out, and then I'll work on it later.
Yeah.
Um, but he instantly started giving me beats, so I started working on a couple of things writing in the fall, and then I wanted to really like capture that lightning in a bottle,
Hmm.
which what I was getting out of the musicians with this previous album, and I wanted to incorporate it into myself. And you know me, I'm juggling way too much, and I involve myself 100% in my projects, and I
Right.
was just like, I don't want to do that again. And it's just like I love it, the end result, and I'm proud of myself for the end results. But it's
Yeah.
just like, it's like if I focused on more of that part, it could have been a little bit better with that delivery of that part. But it's too
Right.
late. I've already, it's the project's done. I'm not gonna
Kind
twiddle
of
with it
restore me.
all fucking day. So I reached out to him, and he was giving me beats since like Christmas almost every day, like a new
Yeah.
beat every
Wow.
day. And I would open it up like a gift, the email, and just put the
Yeah.
headphones on fresh and wrote. So I wrote like a shitload. So
Right.
I didn't even touch the instrumentals yet. So I haven't even put that energy into the instrumentals, because you put so much energy into the instrumentals, and by the time you get to the vocals, you're like, oh fuck, I need a break and I to be fresh with this, right? But
Yeah.
now I'm fresh. He has the instrumentals. He's gonna do that part, and I'm just gonna do the lyrics and rap. You know, so it's like I really wanted to prove to myself that I do have it in me to make a tighter rap album
Yeah.
if I can just concentrate
On the
on that,
lyrics.
the lyrics
This is
alone and
that.
the delivery
Yeah.
and catching. And here's the problem I had with lyrics is like I think I miss the opportunity sometimes. Like
Mm.
you can overdo your lyrics.
Yep. Absolutely.
You could do
Overthink
too
it.
many takes. You could like miss out on those, the
Absolutely.
ones that had the most fire,
Yep.
and miss out on it. And then you're almost
Absolutely.
like, fuck, I'm doing this one again. And
Yep.
it's like um it sometimes you lose out on that, right? So I want the lyrics and the rapping to be the first energy coming out for this album for me. And
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to doing this, releasing this project with this young individual soon. He's like
Dope.
22 and he's from Ohio, and these kids just turn
Dope.
out beats all
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and they're
I love
just
seeing young kids.
immersed in hip hop, and they're
I love
just
seeing
like, I
young
want
kids.
to be mixed with the young kids too. And it's
Yeah,
like
you can.
it's
And
you got to do it.
it's
And
it's important to delegate. It's
but I
important.
got lucky,
That
you know what
also
I mean?
grows. That
Yeah,
also
I got
grows.
lucky. Like it was
Yeah.
just I jived with this guy, and it worked out. So
Yeah.
it's um but yeah, I think I see myself doing a little more of that. But
Dope.
actually, you broke me out of this like cycle of procrastination making songs,
Yeah.
is because I remember I reached out to you like almost exactly this time last year.
Yeah.
And I know you were, because when I came to visit you at the studio, you were heavily into making beats, and you threw a couple at me just to, you know, get myself loose again in the
Yeah.
studio. And I remember you threw a few at me, and one of them in particular hit me really good. The Walker beat was really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
so I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not slowing down. I'm gonna do the lyrics, get it done. Whatever gets done that night, that's it. And
Right.
I'm gonna push it out, get it. mixed, mastered, done within a week, no matter what. So I did it, and it was all freestyle, and there's mistakes in there, obviously, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just I didn't want to like dwell on like tweaking things. I
yeah.
just wanted to get it out of my system.
And
That
finish it
way,
off.
I finished it off, and it came out pretty good. There's some
Yeah,
cool grooves, freestyle grooves in there. It's like I could redo it again and make it tighter, but whatever. That's what it is. It was the raw emotion and like the shake. I had like a shaky voice,
yeah,
and it's like a month after being in this lockdown first, so it's kind of like a nervous voice of like what's
yeah.
happening. So I was pretty proud of that, and I feel like I needed to get that out of my system. And
Yeah,
it's just
and
like,
that's what it's catharsis is part of being an artist. But let me
yeah.
say this thing because I gotta go right soon.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
wrap it up at in 5 minutes because we're coming up to 11 o'clock. That'd be perfect.
yeah, I probably gotta leave. Yeah, I gotta leave at 11 at least. But
Perfect.
so yeah, let me just say this. The I think the thing is, and I suffer from this as an artist, you overanalyze because it's very important to you.
Yeah.
But what we also have to realize is, especially in this modern space, the moment you release it, it has a shelf life. And after that, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Unless it turns into some astronomical hit, which you have no control over. That's another thing that we as artists do we have to realize. You
Yeah.
have very little control after you've made the song as to what's going to happen to it. Even while you're making the song, depending on what your thoughts on spirituality and where this
You're
comes from,
you're
where these
putting it
images
out to
come
the
from,
universe. You're putting it out there.
you
I
have
get it.
very little control. So
Gotcha.
once it's out, the key is to get it out. I know so many artists, again, including myself, that are stuck in the creative process. Oh, this is not good enough. Oh, this is not
Yeah.
good enough. 9 times out of 10, you play for other people. The stuff that you hear that's wrong with it doesn't exist to your everyday consumer. They
Mm.
don't hear it
No.
because they weren't there for the creation of it. They were only there for the end product. Not
Yeah.
you work in television and broadcasting. It's not any different than what's in front of the camera. It's totally different than what's behind it.
Yeah. You're only seeing an
Chaos is
hour.
going on back
You're
there.
seeing an hour of 3 weeks of work condensed into
Right.
an hour. Yeah.
And even during the broadcast, there's chaos behind the camera. Like this guys running around getting this, that, and the third. I go, make sure that's what hey, are you? But meanwhile, in front of the camera, the guy's like this.
Chilling. Yeah.
So if we realize that what it takes to make the project is not going to affect the way the consumer views it, even though it does, but it doesn't. Like they
Yeah.
don't care about what. Yeah, it's a great story that you get to tell them in an interview, but they don't really care that you went on a winter storm night to
I
go
just
record
want the end
this
result.
third
Yeah.
song. They don't care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, you record this when you were tired? Man, it sounds amazing still. That's all they care about. It
Cool
still
story,
sounds
bro.
amazing. Cool, yeah. Because if it sounded like crap, if it sounded like you recorded it when you were dead tired, then they wouldn't even have cared that
Yeah.
you were dead tired when you recorded.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it sucks. I don't want to hear it. But
Yeah.
the fact that it's great, that means I don't even know if you experienced this, but last minute. Okay, quick last point. Many people, when you tell them, or if they want to come and witness you recording or your process, or they'll come there and be bored as shit.
Don't come.
But in their mind, it's this great studio, popping bottles, the hose, what he calls.
Don't come. Don't come.
Don't bother. You're going to be bored.
Don't come.
Unless you're a person who enjoys and I am a person who enjoys the background. I enjoy the behind the scenes, unreleased cuts of movies. I watch that, the deleted shit. I watch bloopers. I'm that guy.
Because you're in this, you're in it. Yeah.
Most people just want to see the finished shiny product. What does the car look like after it comes off the assembly line? They don't care if the worker worked 12 hours or 8. What does the car look like when I'm driving it? That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it to
me. Lesson.
No, it's true, man. I agree. And Well, it's all part of the practice, and it's all part of refining what we have and putting it out there. And let's go over your material again here. We're gonna plug you. We got the Gold Era,
Yeah,
that's
and then
the
I gotta
crew,
get out of here. I'm on the clock.
and we got Paid, Fresh and Paid,
Yes, Richie.
and we got the album.
All
Right?
again, everything is streaming. Head on over to goldermusic.com where we got merch. We got pretty much everything we released. We've been going on for 3 years now, and there's so much different projects and singles. And there's vinyl, CDs, tapes. We even sell digital. Everything is out there. So go ahead, goldermusic.com, Golder Music on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, you're a busy man. I really appreciate you
Sure.
taking your time
Hey,
tonight
no problem, no problem.
and chatting and catching up. And it's been a blast again. And
Indeed. We'll do
and
this
good luck
again
with
soon.
all your releases. And yeah, we'll absolutely do this. And maybe we'll be sitting on a couch having an interview one day.
Hopefully. Grab a beer.
All right. All right. All right, man.
Good. Take care.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, man.
You too.
Cheers.
Take care. Bye.
That was the legendary Slangston Hughes joining us for this evening, and I thank him very much for having a nice, boisterous conversation. It was always great to talk to him, and he's always on the run. He's got lots of things going on. So check out his handle, his production company, Gold Era. That's the distribution company. And this single, Fresh and Paid, you can find it on all streaming platforms. And this one, 98 Miles. I'm not sure if that's the title, but anyways, go check it out. I think Slangston Hughes would go back a long time. We go back to all the way to 2000, 2003, I'd say. Yeah, almost 20 years. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in and watching the performance. You can check out the playback, and it was a blast. Thanks for having me. And Bandcamp Friday's still going on. If you want to check out my albums and do a purchase, giving away free hats. So thank you. I'm going to play some parting music to get out of here. And I appreciate you tuning in, everybody. Thank you so much. This is Focus. Say goodnight and stay focused.